All right, get ready because today we're diving deep into a real classic.
A true cinematic classic.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh, I love this one.
You know the one where,
An eccentric inventor
yeah, he accidentally shrinks
shrinks his kids.
the kids
Ooh.
and the neighbors' kids too, right?
That's right.
And suddenly their backyard becomes like this massive jungle.
A jungle.
But, we've got the blueprints, the behind-the-scenes story,
All the good stuff.
why this movie still holds up, all that.
What's really fascinating is how they took a classic sci-fi trope like the shrinking thing
Yeah.
and turned it into something thrilling and relatable.
Yeah.
It's like, haven't we all felt small at some point?
Totally. Like, as a kid watching it,
Especially as kids.
every blade of grass was like a skyscraper.
Exactly.
But it's more than just those visuals, right?
Absolutely.
It's that mix of adventure and heart with a good bit of humor sprinkled in.
Right. Exactly.
And speaking of spectacle,
Oh, yeah. We can't forget
we gotta talk about
the practical effects.
the effects.
It wasn't just giant props. It was forced perspective, matte paintings, animatronics.
Whoa, break it down for me.
Oh, so what were...
Some of the challenges with those effects.
Well, for example, the scene with the kids running from the scorpion.
Oh, yeah.
So they had this giant animatronic model
Okay.
and a puppet for close-ups.
Gotcha.
But to make it seem truly huge,
Yeah.
they built the set on an incline.
No way.
So the kids were running uphill.
They tilted the world.
They did.
That's incredible.
Remember, this was all pre-CGI.
Right.
Everything had to be physically built.
Wow, a massive
It
undertaking.
was. It really pushed the boundaries.
And you can tell those effects still look good today.
Oh, they do.
So let's talk about the director, Joe Johnston.
Okay.
I heard this was his first time directing.
His directorial debut, yeah.
And even more surprising,
It was originally
originally
in the hands of Stuart Gordon,
the horror guy.
the horror director, yeah.
Wait, a horror version of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Think about it.
Oh, wow.
Shrunk to the size of an insect,
Yeah.
facing dangers that would normally seem insignificant.
Oh, that's a whole different movie.
Could have been very different.
But Johnston took over, right?
Yeah, thankfully for us.
More family friendly.
Right.
And he did a phenomenal job.
He did.
Balancing thrills and humor,
Exactly.
And of course, the heart of the movie.
Oh, the cast.
Rick Moranis, Wayne Selinsky.
Genius casting
He wasn't just funny.
Yeah.
He brought this real vulnerability.
and ability,
Selinsky was brilliant.
but flawed.
Flawed, exactly. And Moranis captured that.
Perfectly.
You could see the wheels turning.
You really could.
But also, the love he had for his family.
Absolutely.
Not a mad scientist cliche.
No, a real dad.
Just maybe a little obsessed with his inventions.
A bit obsessed, yeah.
But beyond the laughs and the effects,
Right, there's more to it.
there's a real emotional core to the film, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
At its heart, it's a story about family dynamics and communication.
Yeah. Selinsky is so focused on work
Consumed by it.
that he struggles to connect with his kids.
And it takes this crazy near-death experience
To bring them closer.
to bring them together.
And that's something everyone can relate to, right?
It is. It's universal.
It's that family connection, the staying power of the film.
Exactly.
But before we get too deep into that,
Okay.
let's talk about the music.
The music. James Horner's score.
It's often overlooked,
It is.
but it's so crucial to setting the tone.
Absolutely.
Now consider this Horner. He's known for these grand scores.
Titanic. Braveheart.
Exactly. But here he scaled it back.
You did.
Something whimsical and adventurous.
Perfect for Honey. I Shrunk the Kids.
It's that perfect blend,
It is.
Playfulness and suspense.
Exa-
And that motif for the kid's journey.
Oh, I love that.
Starts light, but as the danger rises,
It gets more urgent.
it pulls you in.
It really does.
And we can't forget those everyday sounds, amplified.
Diegetic sound.
The buzzing bee, the cricket.
So unsettling.
It's like a whole new way of hearing.
Whole new perspective.
Speaking of perspective,
Yes.
turning everyday objects into obstacles.
Right. That childlike sense of wonder and fear.
Exactly.
Imagine a giant cookie.
Oh, yeah.
Tempting, but terrifying.
Both comfort and danger.
Exactly.
Those primal feelings being small,
In a world that's bigger than you.
and they did it without sacrificing the humor and heart.
A delicate balance.
Brilliantly done.
Brilliantly.
So we've got the shrinking, the effects, the director, the cast,
The music.
the music. But now I want to go deeper
Let's do it.
into those themes.
Okay.
And why Honey, I Shrunk the Kids is still a classic.
I'm ready.
Are you ready for part 2?
I am. I'm ready to unpack why this movie still holds up after all these years.
Okay, so we've talked about the movie's magic.
Yeah.
But what makes it a classic, Is it just nostalgia or something more?
It's got to be more than just nostalgia, right?
Right.
Think about the themes.
Okay.
Family, resilience, that whole perspective thing.
Those are pretty universal.
Timeless, really.
But tons of family movies have those.
True.
So what sets Honey apart?
I think it's that blend of those themes, but with genuine adventure
Okay.
and a sense of wonder that you don't always see.
I see. Yeah.
It's not just a family learning to talk to each other.
Right.
They're facing real danger,
Yeah.
Shrunk down, huge obstacles. It's wild.
And it's all in a backyard.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
the ordinary
Yes.
turned extraordinary.
Battling ants and sprinklers.
Exactly.
And we can't forget the humor.
The humor, yeah.
Never takes itself too seriously.
Never.
But still delivers those emotional moments.
Absolutely.
Like, think about the ant scene.
Oh, yeah.
Terrifying, but hilarious.
How they try to outsmart it.
Yeah. And how they react to its size.
And how they portrayed the ant.
Right.
Not just a monster.
Yeah.
It's just trying to survive.
Makes you think.
Who are the real monsters?
It does. It really does.
Seeing things from different angles.
Yeah.
Appreciating all living things.
So relevant today.
More than ever.
In a world where we're so disconnected.
Absolutely.
So we've got these timeless themes,
Mhm.
adventure, humor. But how did it influence other films?
Oh, it was a game changer.
In what way?
Practical effects,
Yeah.
blending sci-fi with family entertainment.
Like Jumanji or Flubber.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even Jurassic Park.
You see honey in those.
Absolutely. That sense of awe and wonder.
Okay.
That balance of action and humor.
Yeah.
Relying on practical effects for that immersive feel.
It's like it showed filmmakers what's possible.
It did.
You can have these huge adventures.
And still have heart and humor.
And don't forget, this was pre-CGI.
Before it was everywhere.
Honey proved you could create these worlds.
With ingenuity.
And artistry.
And a lot of practical know-how.
It was groundbreaking, no doubt.
It was.
But is it still relevant today?
Oh,
In a CGI-saturated world,
absolutely.
do those practical effects still hold up?
They do. There's a certain charm to them.
Yeah.
A realism that CGI sometimes misses.
I think it's the scale,
The scale.
You see those props, those sets.
Yeah.
The actors are interacting with them.
It's not just pixels.
It's real.
It's tangible.
There's an art to it.
There is.
Talented people making this stuff.
Throwing their hearts into it.
And you can see that on screen.
Absolutely.
Knowing someone had to figure out how to make that giant cookie crumble.
Or that scorpion tail move.
Yeah. And it's not just nostalgia.
No.
Even new audiences can appreciate that skill.
The creativity.
So even with CGI everywhere,
Yes.
there's still a place for practical effects.
Absolutely. I think people are starting to appreciate them more.
Even in CGI-heavy films.
Even then, it's about finding the right balance.
Using the right tool for the job.
Exactly. Like a chef using both modern and traditional techniques.
To create something special.
Mm.
And Honey reminds us that sometimes simple stories told with heart
And ingenuity.
can have a huge impact.
A lasting impact.
So we've got these timeless themes,
Uh-huh.
the adventure, the humor.
Yeah.
But what if this film were made today?
Today?
Would it have that same magic?
That's the question, isn't it?
And that's what we'll tackle in the final part.
I can't wait.
Stay tuned. Okay, so final part of our deep dive into Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Back for more shrinking shenanigans.
We've covered a lot of ground, the effects, the family stuff.
The music, the impact.
It's been quite the journey.
It has.
But now I want to play a little game.
Oh, a game. I'm intrigued.
Let's imagine, just for fun,
Okay.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but made today
In 2024.
with all the CGI and everything.
Wow. That's a thought.
Would it be the same movie?
Interesting question.
Would it even be better?
Well, on one hand,
Yeah.
think of the possibilities.
Oh, okay, I'm listening.
Hyper-realistic ant colony. Every detail perfect.
Yeah.
Riding a bumblebee through a digital jungle.
I mean, that sounds visually amazing,
Right?
but wouldn't we lose something?
You're thinking about that tangibility.
Yeah, the feel of the practical effects.
Would a CGI oatmeal creme pie be as funny?
I don't think so.
As relatable?
I think those limitations actually help.
Force them to be more creative.
Exactly.
It wasn't just about throwing money at it.
It was problem solving.
Resourcefulness. Ingenuity.
Real movie magic.
Exactly.
So a modern Honey might lose some of that charm.
I think it's possible.
But maybe there's a middle ground,
A hybrid approach.
combining the best of both.
Now you're talking.
Those ants, for example.
Yeah.
Animatronics, but enhanced with CGI.
Give them a more realistic feel.
A little creepier, maybe?
Maybe a little, yeah.
So CGI is strategically
To enhance, not replace,
to push the boundaries.
but keep that tangible quality.
And think about the environments.
Oh, yeah.
We could see the microscopic world in detail.
Dust mites, bacteria, even atoms.
A whole new level of adventure.
It's exciting to think about.
But it can't just be about spectacle.
No, it has to serve the story.
Enhance the emotions.
Create that immersive experience.
So elevate the practical, not erase it.
That's the key.
And at the end of the day,
Yeah,
it's about the heart of the story.
the themes.
Family, adventure, perspective.
Those are timeless.
No matter how you visualize it.
Exactly.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids reminds us
Of what?
to embrace that childlike wonder.
Ever lose that?
Practical effects, CGI, it doesn't matter.
As long as the story connects.
So for everyone listening,
Yes.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids is more than just a fun movie.
It's a testament to imagination,
A power of a good story.
told with heart and humor.
And it reminds us that even in a world full of technology,
Yeah.
there's still room for wonder
For magic.
and for those backyard adventures.
Exactly.
So we hope you enjoyed this deep dive.
Into the world of tiny adventures.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, a film that keeps inspiring.
And entertaining.
Until next time, keep exploring.
Keep imagining.
And maybe, just maybe,
Breakdown.
and see the world from a new perspective.